first look at what's supposed to be the Smith & Wesson chisel grind Tanto model SW990TA. This is either a knockoff or a failed batch that the company that in China that made it for Smith & Wesson sold out the back door. It was a really cheap. I wouldn't buy it again. It's not worth it. Now I bought 3 of them. Yeah. Before I found all of the negative videos. I believe the good videos I found were about the actual one. The actual one that, you know, Smith & Wesson has okayed. And all the negative ones are, you know, this junky one. Definitely don't buy it. They're supposed to come with a chain like you'd have on a set of dog tags, except black. This didn't. And it's supposed to. It is supposed to be a neck knife. The design is all right for the case. You know, has a whistle, which is fairly loud. The blade goes in, whoops, and clips in. And so far it stays. It doesn't, you know, you have to pull it to get it. It doesn't fall out. That's the 2 holes for your neck lanyard. On folding knives, I don't like skeleton handles, but on this knife, like a fixed blade, okay, fine. I like this. This is good. You know, it allows you to get a good grip. The jimping, I believe they call it, is not sharp. It's just it's a good size, and it even has a little bit of a thing for a pinky if you have a bigger hand. So all in all, the handle part seems all right, but the blade sucks. I believe the heat treating for the blade to temper it was done improperly because it's soft. It sort of reminds me of if I ever filed aluminum to take an edge off it to get rid of burrs, kind of like that, sort of a mush. You'll notice that I messed up the thing trying to get a good sharpening. I put it on a grinder, and let's see if I can do this. Instead of grinding it like this and having the body of the grinder here, the wheel was worn down, so I was doing it like this to try and get it, and because it's the chisel grind on this side, I couldn't do like that. I didn't do that. It came that way, and I believe this is supposed to be flat, not sharpened at all. I believe all the sharpening is supposed to be on the chisel side, which is why it's a chisel grind. Although now it does have an edge and it does seem to be staying, but it's definitely not worth buying. Do some checking and find out if it's the real deal or if it's the knockoff or the backdoor version. Backdoor version. Anyway, don't buy it again. I'm gonna look around. I'll probably pick up a Mora clipper. I want a good sort of general purpose knife. I don't need to have something that I can batten with. Although I can see a reason why you would want to have a knife that you can batten with, and it will stand up to that. I just favor using a machete for doing that kind of thing, just because that's what they're meant for, or a small hatchet. I mean, that's, you know, if you're splitting wood, that's what they're meant for, is chopping and splitting. A knife is meant for cutting. But having said that, I do understand why some people insist that their knives be able to take battening. If for some reason all you had was your knife and your fire kit, and you had to make a fire and you didn't have kindling because your fire kit ran out of kindling, or that type of thing, I can understand why you would want to be able to use your knife to batten. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever do it and it's wrong. I'm just saying that it's not my way of doing it. I know there are people who insist on using their knife to batten all the time when they could just carry a machete. In most cases, granted, not all. Anyway, this one is a bad knife. I wouldn't recommend them unless you know for a fact it's the ones that have been passed by Smith & Wesson. The case is nice. The whistle's good. So far it seems to be staying in the case. It does have some good features, but it's not, these super cheap ones aren't worth buying. So I wouldn't recommend them. Thanks, bye.